This is your Diamond Insight for tonight of the 1966 and 2021 prisoners' holiday licenses. As Zambians, we surely need to improve on our reading culture, otherwise the laws which we have lived with even before independence in 1964 will one day consume us just because we have not taken an interest to know them. We have taken time to listen to discussions over the 2021 Zambia Correctional Service law pertaining to inmates on life imprisonment and the presidential power to release them on a license. We must say that these have been interesting discussions, bearing in mind that this is an election year. The majority who have not read this bill, especially on social media, which was before Parliament and now law, have argued that President Edgar Lungu has assented to the proposed legislation because he wants the prisoners' vote. They are relating the license for inmates serving a term of imprisonment for life, the Electoral Commission of Zambia Amendment Act of 2021, which has provided for prisoners to vote. Now let's look at the law as provided for by the Zambia Correctional Services Act of 2021. Section 84 subsection 1 states, and we quote, that the President may release on license an inmate serving a term of imprisonment for life, subject to conditions specified in the license, and may modify or cancel any conditions, end of quote. Since we're talking about reading, we want to draw your attention equally to the 1966 Act, when the Zambia Prison Act was enacted. Section 116 subsection 1 of the same Act states, and we quote, so that we are not misquoted, that the President may at any time release on license a prisoner serving a term of imprisonment for life, subject to such conditions as may be specified in the license, and may at a time vary, modify or cancel any such condition, end of quote. In reading the repealed law of 1966 and the amended law of 2021, we have not come across any differences in the wording. The differences are in subsection 2, although the two clauses carry the same meaning, and we quote the Zambia Correctional Services Amendment Act of 2021, which states that the President may by order revoke a license of an inmate released. In the Zambia Prisons Act of 1966, the law states in subsection 2 that the President may at any time by order recall to prison a prisoner released on a license under this section, but without prejudice to the power of the President to release him on license again, and when any prisoner is so recalled, his license shall cease to have effect, and he shall, if at large, be deemed to be unlawfully at large, end of quote. The release of an inmate is thereof with condition. We are urging Zambians to also read the United Nations Rule on Prisoners, or the Nelson Mandela Rules. We quote Rule 87 of these, and it states, before the completion of the sentence, it is desirable that the necessary steps be taken to ensure for the prisoner gradual return to life in society. This aim may be achieved, depending on the case, by a pre-release regime organized in the same prison or in another appropriate institution, or by release on trial under some kind of supervision which must not be entrusted to the police but should be combined with effective social aid, end of quote. Zambia is indeed a member of the United Nations, and the question we must be asking is whether this international law has been domesticated and drafted into domestic law. For now, the other question we'll ask is whether the parole board under the Zambia Correctional Service has been operationalized in order to monitor inmates that will be released on license condition.